Mike, turn your games down.
Hi everybody, welcome to this month's What Are You Playing for April 2026 of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's been playing some games with me tonight?
Hey, this is Kendall.
Welcome.
And I'm Kyle, and I'm here to talk... Yeah, I know, what the hell. I'm here to talk about what I've been up to for the past month or so.
All right, and we always like to start these off with apparently my mobile game corner. So I have been playing one mobile game, which will take me all of less than a minute, to talk about Arrows Go, which is literally a puzzle game where I click on arrows and watch arrows go. That's all it is, and
Gotcha.
It's a nice little thing when I am preoccupied doing something I have to do to keep my mind busy. That's it. The only game I've been playing that isn't for the show is a little arrows game that is
Nice.
amuses me. Everything else is cool. And Kendall.
Okay, so I don't know if you remember this. I was trying to remember what I had played versus, or like what I had played the last time. You know, where the cutoff was. I think I hadn't played any games from this year yet, so we'll start there. In about February of this year, I played a game called Cairn, which is a game where it's sort of like, you know, everybody knows my favorite game last year was Baby Steps, a game where you walk by controlling each foot. In Cairn, instead of controlling each foot to climb up a mountain, you control all four limbs. So you're playing as a character named Ava. The other joke that I say about it is it's like Baby Steps if instead of playing as a useless middle-aged man, you play as a extremely capable woman, and she's like one of the best rock climbers in the world. And yeah, it's got really interesting mechanics of, you know, literally climbing a rock one step at a time, climbing this mountain cami one hold at a time. There's an interesting sort of combination of like environmental storytelling and just like a literal linear story that basically people on the internet seem to really hate her.
Oh, no.
Like think she's like super unlikable. I personally
the internet hates women? Shocker. Wow.
Well,
I know.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, personally, I just find her to be very relatable. Mainly she doesn't return voicemails, so she gets voicemails from her manager wanting her to send him updates from the climb, and she just doesn't return those. And she also doesn't return voicemails from her girlfriend, but the sense that I got from that was that the girlfriend kind of wasn't expecting her to get back to her. You know, that it's because she's climbing a mountain and it's this like she's got this robot that's with her, so it's like it's not like they're just calling on the cell phone.
Yeah.
And then she also runs into a young climber who she's a little bit mean to. But like to me, I'm like, she's on this like solo mountain climbing. She's not exactly there to like socialize.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I found her to be realistic and maybe not aspirational in that sense, but really interesting mechanics, and the story, and a pretty good story. Yeah. Another nice thing about it is I'm not the guy that's like, you know, Dark Souls needs an easy mode. I actually usually feel like, I mean, I like easy, medium, difficult in games. You know, if they want to balance for it, but this is a game that has a lot of accessibility settings. And a lot of times when I play a game that has a lot of accessibility settings, it feels like they skipped the playtesting part of the game and they want me to do the playtesting. But with this one, it's really nice because there's some survival mechanics that kind of only work if you're pretty good at the game. And if you're bad at the game, they kind of breaks the whole game. And if you're really good at the game, then they're kind of inconsequential. So you can just turn them off, and if you're bad at the game, then there's still a game there. You know, you don't feel like you're just playing God mode. And
nice, though.
And there's a few other choices you can do. The hardest mode is the free solo mode, which is like a permadeath mode, and you don't use ropes at all. So if you fall to your death. I did play through it all the way twice and didn't realize that you can actually turn on the giant lamp on your back at night So I would recommend paying attention to that. There's a lot of little mechanics like that, but it's a real fun game. Definitely the best game that I've played so far, but I've got a couple other games that I'll talk about in a little bit.
And you haven't been on since January when you were starting this.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, because the goal is to play 12 2026 games, and we are in April, and I think I have played, well, I've at least started 4, so I'm on pace as long as I finish the stuff that I started.
And Kyle.
Well, to start things off with, I guess, what I'm playing. So, I've been playing a couple of different things. I've noticed that there's this ROM hack that's been going around for Breath of Fire 1 called the Definitive Edition. And I think I might have talked about it the past time playing. It got a recent update. And so I've played little bits of Breath of Fire, but I've never quite all the way gotten into it. But I thought, with this quote-unquote Definitive Edition, I thought I'd try to give it like another go and just see if I can actually beat the first game. And so I'm playing that. I've been in the mood for some kind of RPGs and action RPGs, so I have also been playing Ys Book 1 and 2 for the PC Engine CD or the TurboGrafx CD system. Ys Book 1 and 2 fucking owns. That might be one of the best versions of that game, how to play Ys 1 and 2. If you don't want to deal with, learning Japanese and playing, doing, whether you emulate or if you manage to actually get a good working PC 98, and doing all that stuff, or, just fumbling around through, RetroArch or, any other good, PC 88 or 98 emulators. Yeah, I would say Ys Book 1 and 2 on TurboGrafx is, one of the best versions of that game. I know Ys 1 and 2 also got a pretty good remake on Windows in the 2000s. That's also supposed to be, really damn good, the remake. I believe those are available on Steam and GOG, so, they're accessible and ready to go, so, whatever version you want to try out. I'm not good at saying, what's the actual definitive version, but, whatever sounds better to you, if you want to give these newer PC remakes a shot, they're available on Steam and GOG, so they're still widely available. You can pick them up, you can buy them, you can do all sorts of that stuff. Falcom has been, I'm usually, pretty fucking good with PC stuff, because, even in Japan, when they were starting out as a company, Falcom was always, a PC game developer. One source I want to cite as just, evidence of, them being very PC gaming is the YouTube channel Basement Brothers. I love this channel. They make all sorts of really fucking cool videos just on, super obscure, cool old Japanese PC games. And they've done, a ton of different videos on, a lot of the Ys games, and a lot of different Falcom games in general for the PC 88 and the 98. So, yeah, I've been playing through, Ys Book 1 and 2. Damn great game.
They are.
I'm in the very end of Ys 1. I'm about to start Ys 2. Great stuff. Another game that I've been playing, once again, going on the RPG and action RPG vibes thing, I've been playing a quality of life upgrade edition of Crystallis for the NES. Damn good game. Really fun. Combat is so fast-paced. I'm always amazed that, it's an 8-bit NES game. The combat is extremely fast-paced. It's always just whoa, especially for, SNK as a developer. They were never really known for, RPGs or action RPGs, but then I don't know where they come up with this, and yeah, it's damn good playing. Fun little game, and this quality of life version 2 has some nice little upgrades. It makes grinding a little easier, and it makes some of the boss fights a little less tough, which is nice. This next game I've actually been playing not with a friend, but I've been streaming for a friend over Discord over the past month. Just whenever he has a free day from work, he's been really intrigued by it, and I know I think through process of me, he's become a bit of a fan of the late game developer Kenji Eno. I had been streaming D2 for the Dreamcast.
Oh.
I've been playing through that again, and I just recently beat it while streaming for my friend, and we both just had, he was actually pretty impressed with a lot of the game. He thought the ending was a little just, I don't know if it really amounts to what I was thinking it would amount to, but D2 is always a good time. It's such a fucking weird game. I feel like it doesn't paint a cohesive picture in what it's trying to do, but it's still fucking doing something, and it's just so maddening, and I kind of respect it as a game. Just, it's so fucking weird. But Kenji Eno, I think, always has his games, and I respect that about them. really since like I was introduced to it by the Happy Video Game Nerd eons ago. I've been a fan of Kenji Ano. I've also been playing for the PS5 because my PC can't really handle these games. My PC's kind of reached its point now of like, oh, can't handle these games. I'm gonna have to upgrade my CPU and my graphics card. I've been playing Silent Hill F. I might have talked about that on a previous. What are you playing? Silent Hill F.
I'm excited to play that someday.
Oh yeah, I know. Good. I really hope you do. Silent Hill F fucking rule. I can't believe Silent Hill is actually back. Like, holy shit! I kind of
me either.
Yeah, like, and the fact that we're getting a new Silent Hill game and it's going to take place in this like small town in like Scotland, and there's all sorts of shit. Like the main characters for these like 2 new Silent Hill games are a Japanese teenage girl and like this black dude, and it's like, holy shit! Wow, they're actually doing something actually interesting and original for a main fucking character. It's not just like punky white guy who has problems and like Mason from Silent Hill 3. Like, I really love that. They're really just doing something diverse. Like, they're really going for some genuine diversity with these new Silent Hill games. And yeah, Silent Hill F is really good. I've also been playing Metal Gear Solid Delta for PS5. That's the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, and Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite of the entire franchise. It's the one I've been able to play the most, and I've beaten it, and it's kind of the only one in that series that ever really spoke to me. I'm not really good with, like, stealth games and stuff like that. I love Snake Eater, just that song, like, oh my god. It, like, Hideo Kojima writing this, like, love song to, like, Bond themes, and spy ingenuity and just the music and theming of spy films, and it's excellent. It's so good. And to wrap things up on what I've been playing my first ever in a long ass fucking time. I have been playing Assassin's Creed Shadows for the PS5, and it's a lot of fun. I was really impressed. I know Ubisoft's been getting dunked on for quite a while now, and they rightfully deserve a lot of the dunking, but I don't know. I was actually really impressed with Shadows. It's a lot of fun. It's actually easy to get into. The combat's also fun. We've been in quite an interesting upsplash of like samurai games. So, like these really cool, just fucking like samurai games, like all these cool games, and like it's weird too because like a lot of these aren't even like Japanese developed games, but like they still somehow actually managed to make like a good game. And yeah, like Assassin's Creed Shadows is really cool, a lot of fun, and I've been really playing it, and that's actually pretty much all of what I've been playing the past month and a half and such.
All right. I really want to play. Well, I'm slowly going through the whole Assassin's Creed series, but I'm excited for that. Mm-hmm. And Kendall, what's the other games you've been playing?
Okay, so I'll go through the other 3 games. Yeah, I'll just do all of them.
I don't have anything.
Yeah. So first of all, I played through Resident Evil 9. I don't have that much to say that hasn't already been said, other than I enjoyed it. My history with Resident Evil 7 is the only one previously that I played, although my wife has played 2, 6, and both Revelations games. So between the two of us, we've got some Resident Evil bona fides. And she sat and watched me play pretty much the whole thing, which she had also done with 7. She helps me with some of the puzzles. Although this one didn't have that many puzzles, so it wasn't super necessary. But so she'll sit there. If I need a walkthrough or something, then she'll look it up or she'll help me with certain puzzles. Yeah. Well, and especially with a game like this, it's very cinematic. So like she feels like she got to play the game too. And so I really enjoyed it. The story is all over the place and fun and ridiculous. You spend a good chunk of the game playing as Grace, who is a FBI analyst. And the game, I mean, to give you a sense of how batshit the story gets, the game starts out by them sending her to the hotel that she several years ago watched her mother be murdered in.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, because apparently she's the only one there that they can send to investigate this other murder there. And then and she's not a field agent. Like she goes, there's an early cut scene where like she just like starts to walk into the crime scene and the cop's like, you can't go in there. It's a crime. She's just like, what? Oh yeah. And she pulls out her ID. But yeah, I really like her. Again, internet people don't all love her because She is
Why?
she is very much a scaredy cat, but also like if I was in a building full of zombies that were all trying to kill me, I would probably be pretty scared too.
I love that about Grace. Like, she's not like that action hero character. She's fucking like, oh, this is all fucked.
Which is how you should feel in that type of situation.
Yeah. And her story is really, her sections of the game mechanically are really interesting. My only complaint is that and I mean, maybe this would have been different if I played more Resident Evil games, but I didn't know, it took me a little while to figure out that you can kill the zombies. Because it's a game that gives you very, very limited ammo. And once the ammo's gone, it's very gone. And there's certain like it was unclear to me with certain zombies, like this is like, clearly I shot you twice with a shotgun and you didn't die. Maybe I'm just supposed to avoid you. But actually, no, you do eventually need to kill them. And I didn't feel like it communicated particularly well with those, especially in the sections where the ammo was like really, really scarce.
Resident Evil has always been very on the cusp of that. Like, do you need to? Do you not to? I mean, that's always been kind of like part of what the game expects you to like not do it, except for until like 4. But I don't know anything. Like, I don't know if they're trying to go back to their roots in 9. I haven't played 9 yet, and not going to for a little bit. But so yeah, I mean, I can get that though. How it could, not, especially, makes sense.
There was one section, like kind of the first big, like the Grace section of the game is definitely going back to the roots. You're in a hotel that's basically a mansion, and that's the residence that we're talking about in this game of the evil residents that we're talking about. Definitely, but it just was like a lot of it, you're sort of sneaking past a lot of the zombies, and there's one zombie that, like, if you turn on the lights, he'll go turn off the lights before he comes after you, and other little tricks like that. But ultimately, you spend enough time in this area and there is enough ammo that ultimately you do just have to kill everybody. And it wasn't super clear early on, but otherwise that section is great. And then the other half of the game, you're playing as Leon Kennedy, who is, the recurring Resident Evil guy. And basically in those sections, there's a couple sections where it's really cool because he has way better guns. So like these sections that you're kind of sneaking around his Grace with, like, shooting as little as you can, you show up with him and you just come in guns a-blazing. And that's pretty fun. And then there's a long section that a lot of people complain about that feels like an Xbox 360 game. Very much like I've heard people call it a tube shooter. Like basically where you are extremely linear and you're just moving forward and shooting everything that comes in your way. And I really liked it, probably because I knew it was coming. So I turned the volume way down and turned on a podcast and just sort of relaxed and played it like a brainless shooter game.
Sometimes all you need.
Well, and it sort of broke up not that the Grace section was monotonous, but it made it. I think that if it had been 15 hours of nothing but the Grace stuff, it would have gotten tedious. And this sort of gave me like a little taste, a little break from that in a really fun way. And then the ending, I'll just say I liked the bad ending better than the good ending. I thought the bad ending made a lot more sense than the good ending.
So I do want to ask, are you going to go back and play Village now that you played 7 and 9?
Eventually. Yeah, I think what I'll do with Village is what I did with 7, which is set the difficulty on easy and just like burn through it in like a 12-hour day, as opposed to and probably do that with other ones, as opposed to like setting it on the moderate difficulty and really trying to engage with the mechanics.
Well, that's fair. I mean, they're all worth playing. Highly recommend that almost the entire series, but definitely, like, I've heard a lot of good things about Village. I haven't played Village, so I can't speak to it.
I have too, yeah. I was going to play it in between 7 and 9, and I just didn't.
But you're also have a new goal, and you're trying to complete your goal for the year.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
So the last 2 games I played are smaller. I have less to say about them because I haven't beaten them yet. But first game is called Perfect Tides Station to Station. This is a sort of point-and-click adventure game, and the premise is that you are a college freshman in, I believe, 2003 in New York City. And you're going to a university that, and I was not paying attention when they said what it stood for, but it's like State University Central Station or something like that. It sucks. And you're just sort of navigating life as a student, like balancing writing papers and going to parties, and you've got this horrible boyfriend who's 3 states away and 26, and she needs to break up with him already. And you ride the subway, and like it's like you live with your mom, but you stay with your friends in the city a lot, and just sort of, it's like a slice of life thing. And I'm really hoping that I can get through it, because like I really like coming of age slice of life stories in movies. But I did realize that when you watch a movie and the person starts out like insufferable and then like learns to become a better person, that all happens in about 90 minutes. And I've been playing for about 4 or 5 hours, and she's still insufferable.
Oh no.
So this is a character that if the internet thinks she's horrible, I mean, she's horrible in a forgivable way, in the way that a lot of 18-year-olds are horrible. We'll just say that, randomly yells at her mom, and like doesn't know how to just like break up with the boyfriend she doesn't like. And
what's the name of this game again? Because you got my attention.
It's called Perfect Tides Station to Station.
Because I do like slice of life type stuff too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see where it goes. And the last game that I just started, I'm a couple hours into it, is not as artistic. Or it's not an artsy fartsy slice of life. It's called Mouse PI for Hire.
Okay, I'm glad that I wanted to hear about this. I'm glad someone played this.
Okay, so I will start by saying it's not Cuphead. Like it's not on the, like this is not going to be a game that people are talking about 5 years from now. I don't think so. But if you watch the trailer, you can see why I said it's not Cuphead, because it kind of looks like Cuphead. It uses that same same
style,
Steamboat Willie animation style. You are playing as a mouse who is a private detective, and mechanically, the game is like Doom. It's a boomer shooter, which I know people hate that term, but I kind of like it because
it's just like Metroidvania, term people don't like, and after a while, people will just shut up and get used to it.
Well, the criticism of the term is that the people that played Doom were Gen Xers, not boomers.
Yeah, I don't get the boomer thing. Like, it's Gen Xers though, not.
I think it's more of shooter would sound like it's porn. So boomer shooter, because it's the older shooters, and boomers being it's the older generation of something. But in gamers later,
there definitely were boomers. There definitely were boomers that played Doom. I know. My mom's friend Keith Schubert. He's the one that he introduced her and me to Wolfenstein, and he was definitely a boomer. Now they're younger boomers. Don't get me wrong, they're younger boomers, but if you were in your 30s in the 90s, you're probably still a boomer. Like those shooters, the interesting thing about those shooters is those were probably some of the first games that were like kind of made for adults, but anyway, anyway, like whatever, if Gen Xers are butthurt about it, then okay, boomer. They're probably boomers anyway. But I like the term because those are the kinds of shooters that I like. The pretty straightforward. You're the hand. You're running around. You're getting power ups. You got a bunch of different guns, and you're just like shooting a bunch of people. And there's not it's not realistic. Normally, I prefer to only shoot zombies and robots. Like I don't like games where you're shooting other like people. But I guess in this one you're shooting mice. So yeah. And it's very
did Wolfenstein
cartoony.
bother you? Because those exactly peen on your definition. So
okay, I got you. I hear what you're saying. I would say that original Wolfenstein didn't, but I'd have to revisit the new ones to determine.
The new ones are a little they're good, but I don't understand if that bothered you because graphic is fuck also. So.
It also, when I originally played it, they came across as a little pro-military for me, which is another issue that I have. I'm particular because I put myself into video games. I'm very self-insert. I used to not play games where the main character had any dialogue ever. because I've gotten over that. But yeah, like I really don't like games where the character makes choices that I wouldn't make. But this one, luckily, it has like enough of a cartoony element to it. It has kind of like itchy and scratchy vibes.
Yeah.
To where it works. Like you punch a guy enough times and his head explodes. You shoot him with acid, and that's like the most itchy and scratchy thing is you shoot him with acid, and then they make a face, and then they're like, covered in white stuff, and then you see just their skeleton, and they shiver for a second, and then they collapse. Just very fun stuff. And then it's also got a noir aesthetic because you're a PI. And yeah, like I said, mechanically it feels very much like Doom. You're running very fast. You've got a bunch of guns. There's, you have to kill all the guys in the room before you can move to the next room, and you got to find the switches to switch and stuff like that. But yeah, I've enjoyed it, and I really like sort of noir pastiche aesthetic. Yeah, I would say visually it's not as pretty as Cuphead. I would say it's like halfway in between like that Cuphead animation style, which I feel like 100% achieved what it was going for. And there's like a little bit of almost like it's a lot better than Flash animation, but it's like you can kind of see that in there, depending. But yeah, I'm enjoying it for what it is. If you meet it where it's at, I think it's definitely worth playing. I play at the moderate difficulty, and I've gotten through, I think the equivalent of like 3 levels. I'm like maybe 15% of the way through the game. And I've had like a couple times where I died a couple times. You don't lose a lot of progress on death, and the difficulty isn't too bad. I could probably ratchet it up to high difficulty if I wanted a challenge, but it's also not the kind of game that you necessarily want to be overly challenging.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like old boomer shooters to be super challenging.
Same.
I just want to be extra powerful, run around and kill things.
Yeah.
So, but the style looks really cool. Like when I first saw this game randomly, I'm like, this exists? It looks interesting.
Yeah, it's a fun visual aesthetic. There's lots of like cheese puns and stuff like that. And yeah, it is like a mystery that you're kind of unraveling, but at least so far it's been very linear, and you put the clues on the board as you find them, and the clues are basically, at the end of the level or whatever. Like mechanically it's not been there's not a ton of depth there, but yeah, visually it's fun, and mechanically it's pretty fun. Yeah. I'm
happy to see
forward to getting through it. Yeah.
I'm happy to see stuff going back to like the 1930s art style every so often. Like, I think that's cool that we're getting some things from that.
Well,
Cuphead and all this.
Yeah. Well, what the thing is that now they can make games that look like 2D cartoons, like almost perfectly, and that's something that couldn't have been done in the 90s. They tried, they tried it, and the 16-bit aesthetic, it looks cool, but that's different than a 2D cartoon. And even Flash games, don't totally pull it off. So it is cool that's the thing. And then also the other thing is, what I like about modern boomer shooters, which I have not played very many of, so I don't want to say this like, as a whole, but there's a lot of these but I mean, like, it's not just boomer shooters, but it's like a lot of throwback aesthetics, games where the goal is to make the game that they were trying to make in the 90s, or make the game that you remember playing in the 90s. And so like there's a bunch of platforming in this game that I have not missed a jump yet. As opposed to like playing Dark Forces, and you're just trying to jump like across a little gap, and you die 6 times, and every time you lose 10 minutes of progress, or
in
like
your defense, that's not you. That's just Dark Forces in a nutshell, being the 90s.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like all the way up through, I mean, you mentioned the Wolfenstein. Like, I remember the Wolfenstein New Order game had some really bad platforming in it. So like only in the last 15 years have they figured out how to make first-person platforming work. So, so this game, as simple as it is, like, it has first-person platforming that works. And I think that's a really cool thing that this, and like I said, probably nobody's going to be talking about the game 5 years from now, but but it is if it scratches an itch for you, like if you're looking for because like I played through Resident Evil 9 and I was like, I want to play another shooter game. Like that kind of made me want to play a shooter game, and so this was here.
I really hope you're able to continue your quest for 12 games this year from 2026 and complete that.
Yeah. I'm like I said, I'm more or less on track. I'll be able to. The only way that I would. Oh, I did also start Pathologic 3, and I quit when my character was so bored that he killed himself.
No, Jesus.
I think.
All right.
And that's like literally like you have an apathy scale, and if your apathy scale goes all the way to that end, then your character kills themselves, pulls out a gun and shoots himself in the mouth. Oh. And I was like, yeah, that I don't want to be playing a game where that's a thing.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So yeah, that's the only one that I've bounced off of so far. But yeah, I'm on track, and there's lots more games that are coming out, so we'll see.
No, I give you props for that. I mean, I don't play any new games, as you're well aware. So, but I give props to anyone trying to do that. But I do actually want to play Mouse PI for Hire now at some point. It's on my wish list.
Oh yeah, I feel like it would be a good one to play. Like you play between calls at work. Like it's very. I mean, there is voice acting. I think it's Troy Baker does the main voice, so there is
of course,
a little bit of voice acting. There is a little bit of voice acting, but it's not like everywhere, and it's you know that's not like the most important part. Yeah, but yeah, you could. It's the kind of thing where you could play for 10 minutes and then pause it, or play for 5, or play for 2 minutes and pause it and take a call and play for 2 more minutes or whatever. Yeah.
That's nice sometimes.
It's very, and even if you die, you don't lose that much progress and all that.
Oh, those are cool. You guys mentioned some games that got my attention that I added to my wish list while we're talking. So, all right, let's go to, and that's all the games that we have to mention then today for all three of you.
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't. All three of you. I mean, all three of us. What am I saying? But I haven't played any.
Well, counting yourself. That's weird. Oh God.
I agree. It was weird. It wasn't meant to be.
Well,
hey.
Craig. What about Craig? Has Craig played anything?
Hey, Craig.
Craig has played.
I only record.
Yes.
I don't play games. I only record games.
He does record about a lot of games, though, in his defense.
I'm sorry, Craig. That sounds really depressing. Do you need some, therapy or something? Or
I am content with my state of being.
Okay. Fine.
Right. Let's go to movies. So, because of Netflix doing something I knew they were going to do, all the Bond movies are removed. Well, the day after we're recording this, so they're already gone if you're listening to this now. But nice. I knew that. I mean, every so often they get them, and they had the entire catalog, and I knew it wasn't going to last much at all. So I got my ass moving on those movies. I'd finished my watch of all the Bond movies. So I started with World Is Not Enough. That is still a fun movie. That's second best Pierce Brosnan Bond film. Still a good film.
Yeah.
Die Another Day is still dumb as fuck.
Oh, God, it's way too long.
That is a bad Pierce Brosnan movie. That is probably the worst of his 4.
That movie is way too fucking long. Holy shit.
It's just bad. I mean, it does have an actress I really like in it, but other than that, it's bad.
I like the sword fight scene between Halle Berry and that other chick. That's actually kind of cool. And then there's that really dumb chase sequence in the ice cave or whatever the fuck. That was so long-winded, but even that was actually kind of decent.
It's a weird movie. And then I started the Daniel Craig stuff. Casino Royale.
Yeah,
that movie still holds up. Still really fucking good Bond film.
Casino Royale rules.
I haven't seen it in years, and I still really liked it. Quantum of Solace is still kind of boring and feels like it doesn't need to be there, but I get it. Mm-hmm. It's not the movie's fault. It's the timing. So I can't fault the movie too much, but it's just not a very entertaining movie.
So when you're watching through all the Bond movies, where do you put the Austin Powers movies in that?
Oh God.
I've never seen them other than Goldmember.
You've never seen them?
No, I've never seen the first two.
You should at least watch the first one.
I agree.
It has it especially if you're a Bond person, there's scenes that directly parallel Dr. No and From Russia with Love, and I think Goldfinger. Not sure if but specifically Dr. No and From Russia with Love. I was watching it and my wife came down and she just started saying the lines from Austin Powers when it got to those particular scenes. And
that's funny. I need to watch it someday just because. But no, I saw Goldmember in theaters so many years ago and I was too young to care. I mean, I was a teenager. I'm like, this is stupid, which I know is the point. But I've never gone back. Someday I should do that. And then so Quantum Solace, not the good. Skyfall I'd seen before, but that is still a really good movie.
Skyfall rules.
I get why people say that's probably like one of the best Bond films. I get it. I really enjoyed it. And then the next two I had never seen before. Spectre. I enjoyed Spectre. I mean, it's not the best of the Daniel Craig films, but I thought it was still a really good movie. It's a good ending for Bond with the next movie. And I also enjoyed the villain because that actor, Christopher, what is his name? He's also in Inglourious Bastards and yes, I just like him. He's just awesome. And he plays Blofeld. Yes. And then I watched No Time to Die. No Time to Die I really liked it. I felt that was a great ending to the Bond films for Daniel Craig. Really well done. And the last Bond film we've ever gotten yet. So we haven't done anything else since then.
Nice.
That was a few years. I think it was 2021 too. So
yeah,
I know we're getting a reboot at some point. And then I have a couple other movies because of Zach's podcast later this year, and we talk about the Tarantino movie. So I've been trying to go through the whole series of all 9 of his films. I watched Django Unchained. That is a good film, but I have issues with it. Way too much N-word. I get it. It's the civil. I get it.
Can you tell? Fucking Quentin Tarantino loves saying the goddamn N-word. Jesus Christ.
I think someone said that to me. Maybe it was even you. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, it fit this movie. Then I watched other movies like Reservoir Dogs and Death Proof. And somehow he worked it into both of those movies too.
God.
In Pulp Fiction. He works it in Pulp Fiction too.
And of course, in fucking Pulp Fiction, he gets to be the one to actually say the word in his scene. It's like, God, shut the fuck up, you douchebag. Jesus Christ.
I don't care for him.
Yeah,
his movies. I'm finding out real fast.
I don't mind. There's a few Tarantino movies that I enjoy and I like, but especially since he's come out as a genocide enabler, nah, fuck him. He sucks.
Reservoir Dogs is a good movie, but I don't care for it.
Ironically, that's one of the few that I don't like. I think that movie's boring as shit. The performances are great, but it's man, this is actually really boring.
Well, it's kind of just what it is. It's a dialogue-heavy movie that, is also his first film where he didn't have a big budget with great actors. But I just, but I just didn't care for it. And then the last movie of his that I watched so far is Death Proof, and that is just garbage. It's just a boring film. I don't like it. I know it's going for a theme.
No, I get it, yeah.
But it's fucking boring. And 2 more movies to mention that I saw both of these in theaters. I saw TMNT 2 in theaters for its anniversary. Nice. Man, that movie is not as good as 1, but it's still a fun. It's still a fun film.
Some fun moments. I love the costume designs of Toka and Razor. They just look really good, and it's man, fuck, this is what physical good effects look like. This is what good physical costumes look like. God damn it. People can CG all they want, but actual real good shit looks like this. It's oh god. And
then the last movie to mention, I saw Super Mario Galaxy in theaters with my son. I liked it. It was a fun time. I get what Bill Tucker's comment was on it, how it's just a roller coaster that never stops. Yeah, he's not wrong, but I had fun. So
of course,
all my movies. Kendall, what's the movies you've been watching?
Okay, so I watched a lot of movies. So I'm going to focus on the new ones. I will say, if you want to know what I think of Quentin Tarantino's work, we've got upcoming episodes of the Movie Roundtable on Pulp Fiction as well as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood on the Kendall Cast Movie Roundtable.
Pulp Fiction still good.
Hopefully they'll come out soon. Yeah. I will say of Pulp Fiction just really fast. That's a movie that I had not liked in the past. Basically, I'd never been able to get through it. I think a lot of times I had watched it at the end of a party where you're half drunk and there's broy people and people over the wrong. It's kind of where the wrong people like it a little too much and maybe miss some of the point, and maybe also the creator goes out of the way to make that point a little bit muddied. Is it a criticism of these actions, or is it showing that this stuff is cool? It's a little of both. But in general, I kind of liked it this time through. It worked for me. But I'm going to focus on the new ones that I saw. So first of all, The Bride is an
that looks-
insane. I loved it. Other people hated it. They said it was kind of like Joker 2, but with Frankenstein. And
Yeah.
they're not totally wrong, but I also kind of liked Joker 2. It had a lot
Yeah,
more
I get
manic
it.
energy than Joker 2.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like it was like if Harley Quinn was played by Robin Williams.
Nice.
Fuck.
Yeah,
I like that.
it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Basically, Frankenstein, played by Christian Bale, shows up to this scientist lady. My review just says what a movie. And trying to get the name of the lead actress here. Okay, Jessie Buckley is the lead actress. She plays the bride, as well as she also plays the ghost of Mary Shelley, who is narrating and sort of possessing the bride character. But yeah, basically Frankenstein shows up to the scientist lady's house and says, "I want a bride." And so they find this dead girl who was murdered because she knows too much about an organized crime guys murdering women. And yeah, they bring her back to life. But she has no memory of her previous life, and Frankenstein sort of tells her that she's his wife, and then they go on this crazy, like, they accidentally kill some people, and then they run away, and then they accidentally kill some more people, and it's just like this crazy manic, lots of fun. Yeah, like I said, it's like if Harley Quinn was played by Robin Williams. Jessie Buckley's performance is just amazing.
Like a lot of fun. I might check it out.
And it's also, I will say, half the people listening to this podcast will hate it, because it seems like a movie. Like, there were definitely a lot of, I'm on like the r/letterbox, and there were definitely a lot of half-star reviews of the film, or like people talking about movie theater experiences where half the people walked out or whatever. So
I don't get that. I have never walked out of a movie. Even Batman v Superman, which I thought was total trash. Once you got my money, I'm there for the whole 2 hours.
Yep.
Whether I enjoy it or not.
There's a couple movies where I've come close. I almost walked out of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and I almost walked out of Borat.
Wow. Borat, I feel like that. Yeah, I can understand almost. Never seen it. So
yeah, Borat was because it was bad. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was because of the animal stuff.
Yeah.
That is a fair statement.
Yeah. That's
tough. I get that.
Yeah. And like, anyway, there's a YouTube video of me talking about it somewhere, but yeah. Not a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So the next movie that I saw this is the first movie that I've seen since The Ring that when I watched it, I was legitimately scared. Because
nice.
Just the way that my body, like, I get emotional when I'm watching movies or whatever, but I don't really get like genuinely scared. And it's a movie about a podcast called Undertone. And yeah, it was great. It's about a woman who is taking care of her dying mother, who's like literally like gonna die any day now, hasn't been conscious, hasn't eaten in days, like there's like one scene where a nurse comes in and checks on her and just says, like, she's gonna, it's gonna happen anytime now. And so she's taking care of her dying mother, and she has a podcast that basically is a podcast that like she records over Skype in the dark with her, with her podcast partner, and they basically are trying to scare each other with creepy stories. And they get this series of audio files that just gets, creepier and creepier. And then the movie does all this, like, it uses like religious imagery and just like kind of lights turning off and on, and it just gets, gets so scary. It's like, I don't know if the best way, and also like, I don't know if the best way to watch it was in a movie theater, or if it would be better to watch like
at home alone
in the dark on your laptop or whatever. Yeah, it did.
Pretty optimal. Like, they sound pretty effective.
Yeah.
It really does.
It was a lot. It was, and it like legitimately was scary. And then also like it has jump scares of like, she's like that we would all relate to as audio people. Like, she's like messing with an Audacity file. Although I think she might be on like GarageBand or something, but she's like basically like messing with an Audacity file, trying to isolate this little clip of something. And so it's like, she's got the volume turned way up, and then she gets a Skype call. It's like, and it like, you jump in the theater. It's
super goddamn loud. It's just like,
Man, I don't
A
miss
lot of
Skype.
fun.
As a guy who did way too many recordings on Skype, I don't miss it. I know it's dead now, but I really don't miss it.
It might not be. I'm saying Skype. It might have been Zoom, but still.
I mean, depends on what
And
year it was. Skype was around till this year. It died.
Yeah.
Or was it last year?
Okay. Well, yeah. Probably was Zoom then. I think it was probably Zoom, but regardless. Yeah, really, really interesting. And also, the budget of the film was $500,000. Which,
Wow.
if you know anything about film budget, that is like
Impressive.
That's nothing.
crazy low.
Yeah.
And there's a few like voices that she hear, like the people on the audio recording and her co-host who you never see, you only hear, and then her mother, who her mother is just like passed out the whole time, and there's one scene with a nurse, and otherwise it's just this one actress doing everything. It is all her, played by Nina Kiri, who is not somebody that I've heard of. Next movie I saw was The Drama, which is Robert Pattinson and Zendaya, which are two of my favorite actors. So of course I was going to watch this. The preview, I will only spoil as much as is spoiled in the preview, because there is an early plot twist that impacts the rest of the movie. But basically, Zendaya and Robert Pattinson are going to get married, and they're like tasting wine, so they're like drunk with their two friends who are the best man and maid of honor, and they decide they're going to take turns saying the worst thing that they've ever done. So like one of them has a story about I don't know, it has something to do with a dog, and I can't remember what it did, but it wasn't like animal abusey. I forget what he did. And then another one, like she like locked her friend in a closet, and then Robert Pattinson kind of has like a weak like cyberbullying story, and then Zendaya reveals what her thing was, and it just turns everything on its side, and it's sort of all about them dealing with like, this completely changes who you are as a person, and this changes our relationship. But then also it's like what she did was something, or what she almost did, it's not even what she did, was something that happened many, many years ago, and everyone and certain people involved in it are overreacting. The maid of honor is like, becomes this like cartoonish villain, and for Robert Pattinson, he's like, it becomes more about his insecurity, and then like the whole thing just turns in, it is like just this, it is just 2 hours of just watching everyone like
lose themselves,
be embarrass themselves. Exactly. Just watching. It is just like a huge train wreck. And it is really good. I liked it a lot. Yeah. And the last movie I saw was The Napa Boys. It's tangentially related to the podcast The Doughboys, which is my current podcasting obsession. It's a comedy podcast about fast food restaurants, but it's a bunch of people who are creatively involved in that are also creatively involved in this. And it was like the sense I got is that it was like a micro budget, super independent release. But it's basically like if they made American Pie style sequels, like how like American Pie presents Bandcamp or whatever.
Yeah.
Of the movie Sideways.
Oh God.
If this was part 5 of that. And so it was just kind of an all over the place, like sort of spoof of both of like the straight to DVD sequel type thing, but also like there's a little bit of elements of Sideways, and it's hard to explain. I would say, trigger warning, in the first 5 minutes, there's maybe the most disgusting thing I've ever seen on camera.
Oh God.
Okay.
Involving someone drinking bodily fluids.
All right.
I would say you can fast forward past that part. Nothing else in the movie approximates that level of disgust, but it was something. It was certainly something. And if nothing else, it got me to watch Sideways, which I'd never watched Sideways. It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, Alexander Payne's pretty good. He's a good director.
That's all I got.
I remember liking Sideways. And Kyle.
Well, I've seen a few movies. I've been kind of shitty lately with trying to get to the theater. I've been having bad luck with trying to catch stuff in theaters while it's still in theaters. But I have a few movies that I've been watching either at home or at theaters. So to start things off, a little earlier in the year, for a while I was doing a movie night on my own server that I had for a while before I shut it down. I was hanging out with people that none of us hang out anymore. But anyways, one of the movies that I did a screening for was a movie I was very excited about because Brian Fuller is the director, and he's the guy who created such good stuff as like Hannibal and Dead to Me. And I especially love the fucking TV series for Hannibal. I fucking love Hannibal. I think that series is fantastic. One of the best police procedurals I've ever watched. It's just 3 seasons, but it's fantastic. I wish it didn't get canceled, but yeah, I mean, that's that. But yeah, Dust Bunny is fantastic. It's a fun movie, really clever, really interesting, really like just a weird kind of adult's like fairy tale, but also a child's fairy tale sort of thing. It's really weird, but I loved it. It kind of felt like Tim Burton, but like back when Tim Burton actually had talent and was interesting and wasn't fucking boring as shit. Yeah, Dust Bunny was a lot of fun. And then in theaters, I saw the first movie I saw in theaters this year. Really good movie. I believe directed by, give me a second. I believe this was directed by Gus Van Sant. Yes, it is Gus Van Sant. I saw Dead Man's Wire, it's a crime thriller based off of a true story in the 70s where a man held another man hostage. He held a mortgage broker hostage by having him in this special getup where like he has a dead man switch rigged to fire if he moves in a certain direction. So the entire movie is basically the guy being held hostage and the person who's holding the hostage. And it was a really well done movie. I'm usually a little dicey when it comes to like stuff based on true stories sort of movies. This was a damn good crime thriller, and this is probably the best Gus Van Sant movie I've seen in ages. I'm kind of random when it comes to Gus Van Sant as a director, but I've enjoyed stuff from him, and this is easily one of the best things I've seen from him in ages. Damn good movie. Dead Man's Wire is really good. I highly recommend it. My next film I saw in theaters was Send Help, directed by Sam Raimi, and this movie was fantastic. Of course, of all things that I love, it has Rachel McAdams, and I fucking love Rachel McAdams. I mean, I grew up on Mean Girls. I was a teenage girl, so I've seen Mean Girls several hundreds of times. Oh my god. Like, that movie and Heathers are just, like, perfect, like, back-to-back combo of teen movies. And, yeah, Mean Girls is excellent, and Rachel McAdams as Regina George is just, she's so good in it.
She's just great in general.
Yeah,
I like that actress.
I love Rachel McAdams so goddamn much. And she's Canadian, too, so hell yeah.
Aww.
But yeah, Rachel McAdams, and she is excellent in this movie. She plays so many different roles, and just... You think she's this one character, and then once shit gets going and, like, shit really goes down, it's like, oh, holy fuck. And then, yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it to spoil it, but Send Help is excellent. It has that madcap energy of a Sam Raimi movie, so I'm happy that he directed it, and it still has his, like, charm. Because a movie like that, I don't know if it would work any other way, if not for Sam Raimi. But yeah, Send Help was just excellent. I really dug it. Damn good movie, and I'm happy I saw it in theaters. Next movie I saw in theaters was Project Hail Mary, and fuck me, I loved the shit out of this movie. I'm already a bit of a fan of Phil Lord and Chris Miller. I've loved many things that they've done before. I was actually one of the lucky people that saw episodes when they aired of Clone High, and I showed it to my brothers, and usually my brothers don't like stuff that I show them, and they're like, oh, that's stupid, you're dumb. But, like, they actually got some good laughs out of Clone High, and I'm like, oh my god, I did it! I found something that they actually enjoyed, yay! And, yeah, I love Phil Lord and Chris Miller. I love the 21 Jump Street movies. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is such a damn good little animated movie.
It is, actually.
Yeah, and the first Lego movie is surprisingly really well done. And of course they helped out with the Spider-Verse movies, which are also excellent. Like, I'm kind of mostly done on superhero movie shit, but like, those Spider-Verse movies are so damn good. Oh my god. But yeah, Project Hail Mary is fantastic. Ryan Gosling is amazing, and like, man, I can't sing enough praises for Ryan Gosling, once again, fellow Canadian. He's been in so many damn good movies, and I love him when he's in comedies, but I especially love when he's in drama, because he can be such a damn good actor, such a vulnerable actor. And when he's in comedies, he's fucking hysterical. Like, just for an example, a quick little example is The Nice Guys from 2016. Hilarious movie. But anyways, Project Hail Mary was beautiful. I loved it. it gave me it's a sci-fi thing that I actually really love. When a sci-fi thing does this, it gave me hope. Even with like the ending, even with the ending that it has, it still kind of just gave me hope of like, oh, maybe everything isn't fucking terrible, you know, like maybe there
That's
are good
good.
people and maybe they're trying, they're gonna do something good and it's gonna help. And like, I don't know, like the movie just had so many things about it that I really appreciated, and like it kind of like passed my little dumb check boxes of like stupid things that I love and like I'm such a nerd about. Like, not to spoil too much about Project Hail Mary, but I love that the movie is basically just like the main character becoming best friends with an alien, and it's like, hello, that's like my life goal. I want to be best friends with an alien. What the fuck? Like, you know, I grew up with all these damn kids movies of like a kid being best friends with some type of animal or alien. It's like, what the fuck? I want that. Hello. Well, why can't I have that life? I want that life. Fuck you, real life, for never giving me that opportunity.
Maybe someday. I still think. I mean, I honestly do believe aliens are real. There's no way we're the only living thing out there in the galaxy. So.
Oh, totally. Like, I'm an atheist. I don't really have much of a. I just don't feel the God thing. And I'm only speaking as me. I don't speak for other people or any other bullshit. Like, I'm just like, I'm an atheist, but that's just me. But like, Project Hail Mary was so beautiful, really powerful movie, really effective, really cool visual effects too. The spaceship that he's constantly in looks really neat. I love when he has to do simulations, like the simulation of like the ocean and the beach, and it just like, it looks so impressive. But yeah, Project Hail Mary is beautiful, and I recommend people to go check it out if you haven't seen it in theaters. I think they're actually extending it, which is kind of rare these days, but they're actually extending it in theaters. If you can't catch it then, you know, check it when it hits home video and streaming. Check it out. Damn good movie. Next couple will be kind of... Oh,
Can I jump in? Can I just jump in? I also saw Project Hail Mary, and it was a near miss for me.
Gotcha.
I think, it had... first of all, I appreciate everything that you're saying, and I think that your take is probably what most people will come out of it.
It is, yeah.
For me, it had, because I get hung up on stuff in some of these kinds of things.
I get it.
It had my complaint about The Martian is that what it all boils down to is that it took the smartest guy in the world to figure out that if they wanted to pick up the guy on Mars, they could just turn the ship around. And in the same way, I feel like there were a lot of moments in this movie where it was like they needed to come up with a solution, and it was like kind of the most obvious or easy solution. Like the characters didn't come across as smart as they're like I hate the cliche of like show don't tell, but the sense that I got was that they kept telling me that this guy is really smart, but he wasn't really
showing it.
They weren't showing me that he was smart, other than at the very beginning when they go to Home Depot and make the thing.
Right.
So it had moments, and it was, and then also I felt like the last act kind of had like 7 endings, and I never like when that happens.
Oh yeah, I usually don't like that type of thing, but for some reason it like worked with this specific movie. I don't know, like it's so weird. Like, I'm usually on the same boat with you on like this thing of like having a bunch of endings at once. It's like, oh Jesus fucking Christ, just pick a thing. But like,
right.
For some reason, like the pacing with how it all ends, like the pacing in the final act and like the final like 30 minutes, it just, something about it, it's like, I don't know, like it actually kind of worked with me with that specific example. People that also have issues with the writer of Project Hail Mary and The Martian, I can't remember his name, but like some people who have issues with this stuff, and like I get it. I don't know, like I kind of think of it as just kind of like sci-fi dad fiction-y stuff, and like I'm not a dad, but like I've enjoyed some dad fiction in my day. I mean, I know Michael Crichton was a, climate change denier piece of shit, and like I'll totally agree to that. But like, I fucking love ER. I think I love, ER was such a great show. I love Jurassic Park. Like there's some dad fiction people who are like really dumb writers, but it's like, man, I actually still like their shit.
Yeah, I think I like Craig. I think that I go back and forth on a lot of the like sort of. First of all, I'm glad that Project Hail Mary is as successful as it is, and I want to see more stuff like it. I just like in order to in order to hit a home run, you have to take a big swing, and sometimes when you swing for a home run, you get a triple instead.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's how baseball works. I'm not a sports expert, or sometimes, or sometimes you swing for a home run and you completely miss, or it's a foul ball or so. I don't know, but it was like that. There was a
triple
lot
is not a bad thing. So,
but there was a lot of maybe this wasn't a triple. This was a I don't know. This was I kind of came out of it like that's the difference between my reaction to this versus my reaction to the drama. Because I saw both. Yeah. Those are the last two movies I saw with my wife. When I came out of the drama, I was talking about all the things I liked about the movie. When I came out of this, and I do this a little bit too much, I was kind of talking about all the little things that bothered me about it. And it's just to give a counterpoint. But again, it was I can understand where the good where the good stuff is coming from. Yeah, I felt like mostly because like it was one of those movies where I was like, okay, it feels like we're wrapping up now, and I knew the runtime. I get up to use the restroom. I'm like, oh man, there's still half an hour left in the movie.
Oh god, that's the worst.
I get that. I mean, it's also, I was going to see it in theaters, but then I saw how long it was, and I'm like, no, thank you.
No.
So I didn't go.
No, that's
It's worth seeing in theaters. It's worth seeing in theaters, I think.
2.5 hours is a long time for me to sit.
It is, but it honestly flows a lot better than how we're making it sound. Like,
I've heard nothing but good things about it, so your opinion isn't affecting me. It's more of, I don't go to a lot of movies, like, in general.
And the main character has amnesia, so if you get up and go to the bathroom and then come back and you don't remember what happened there, you just pretend like you have amnesia too.
There you go.
So it works.
Make the role playing even more effective. But yeah, that's pretty. Actually, no, I have one last thing. Movies I've seen. I have one last movie. It's going to be a bit of a quick one. I hate to say this make this sound like a bit of a down note of the movies I've watched, but I also saw Scream 7, and I was extremely disappointed. This is easily... And I say this as someone who does not like Scream 3. This has easily topped Scream 3 as the worst movie in the series.
That's sad.
There's a lot of political shit that I don't like about this film. I also find it annoying that, Sydney's back, because, I kind of felt like Sidney Prescott had the perfect ending in 5, and, her not being a 6 was yeah, that's fine. This series isn't about her, because it's switched characters, and, yeah, that's totally fine. I hope Neve Campbell has a good... rest of her career doing whatever shit she wants, and she gets to get paid the amount of money she deserves, and I hope she has, just a kick-ass career, because she's amazing, and I love her, and I love Sidney Prescott, and Sidney Prescott's one of my favorite final girls, but the way they added her back into this was so fucking lazy, and just try too hard, and, this movie was made out of such desperation, and it fucking shows. Just... with all of the Palestine bullshit, and especially with Melissa Barrera being fired, this was all so fucking lazy. They panicked about everything with making this movie. Oh no, what do we do? Panic, how do we write this? What do we do with the characters? Wow, all of you fucking suck, and it shows. And it, this was made out of desperation and just lazy Hollywood bullshit, and no actual charm or clever, anything clever or unique. Which is also shit, because, the Scream franchise has always been pretty good at, handling on being clever or unique, or doing something interesting with its characters, or having such interesting things to say about social commentary and commentary about movies and how they affect people. And it's the Scream series always has such a unique, interesting perspective, and this just feels like the lazy smooth thing out of what they could have done with Scream. Another Scream movie. I get you fired Melissa Barrera for bullshit reasons, but and then, oh my god, what's her name?
What did they fire her for?
She spoke out against Palestine because of the genocide going on. So yeah, she was literally fired because of that. What's the other actress? What's the actress's name who plays Wednesday? She was in Scream...
Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega, thank you. Sorry, I always forget, it's Jenna something. Jenna Ortega, who was also in Scream 5 and 6, and she plays Melissa Barrera's sister in those two movies. She left as well because she did a bit of... She was also, she quit sort of in solidarity, but also, hey, I've got a lot of other shit going on, so whatever.
Oh, she's so busy nowadays.
She's amazing,
she's in everything.
I love Jenna Ortega, and I love Melissa Barrera, and I really liked their new characters, and it's I wish Scream 7 could have been the actual finale of this little mini trilogy, and I wish those characters got better endings, and I wish Sidney Prescott could have left after 5, and it really fucking pissed me off too of the amount of times in Scream 7 where like they reference what happened in 6, like, oh, you should have been there, saying like, no, she should, you stupid idiots! Like, she has a family now, she can finally live at peace, like, she finally has her life together, she's like moved on, like, she did not need to be there, like, she had no reason to be there, it would not have made sense. Stop saying that she should have been in New York. Like, no! That's fucking stupid! No! She deserved to finally live a better life with her family. Like, considering all the time she's been the final girl, it's just like, yeah, fuck, she deserves to have a happy life.
Yeah, it does sound like they just were trying to, like, we need to make a movie, and here we go, type of thing. It does sound.
And I like that this is, like, now is when we finally pay Neve Campbell the amount of money she deserves. Like, now, after being fired for speaking out against fucking genocide. Like, now we do it. Like, right, so it only took someone getting fired for speaking out against genocide that we finally pay fucking Neve Campbell what she deserves, you know, for, you know, earning money, you know, as an actress. Like, oh, now they do it. Like, fuck you guys. Fuck Paramount. Just, God, fuck all this.
And Paramount's not good. Look who owns them.
I'm disappointed with Kevin Williamson as the director for this movie, because, like, he mostly did a decent job. There's some pretty decent scenes in 7, and, like, I actually really liked one of the movies he wrote recently from a few years ago called Sick. It's another slasher movie, but it takes place during COVID, and it's actually really fucking good. It's a really good movie. It has a really cool twist at the end, really clever, and it's a solid as hell little thriller and slasher movie. It's called, once again, it's called Sick. But I saw Scream 7 and I was really fucking disappointed. I thought the movie was a piece of crap and easily the worst of the franchise, and it's so depressing to say that. Yes.
No, I know how much you love that franchise, so.
Yeah, you know, and my section of what I've seen in movies with a bit of a down note, but
that's fine.
Pretty much, you know, that's pretty much me.
All right, then we'll go to TV. I have one show I've been watching for some reason. So, there's a show out there called F1 Formula 1 Drive to Survive, which is like a documentary show, sort of, that they talk about the previous season of F1, and they just had season 8. I watched season 8, and then for some reason I decided last month, I'm going to start watching the show over again. And then I watched 3, 4, 5, and 6 season, and I'm going to finish 7 soon. And man, I don't know what it is, but I really like Formula 1 Drive to Survive on Netflix. Interesting. I could care less about Formula 1 otherwise, or any racing. But
well,
super cool.
I feel like a lot of media about sports is more interesting than the sport itself.
It is for me. I watch all those, like, you know, they do Full Swing about golf. They had a tennis one, which they canceled. They've done a football, basketball one. I enjoy those where I can have the season recapped to me, and I don't have to actually watch a single minute of an actual game, and I'm happy. And that's all I've been watching for TV is just going through that show the last month. Kendall, what's some TV shows for you?
All right, so I've got 4 shows that I'm watching. We timed this out well because I don't watch a ton of TV, but usually just waste my time watching YouTube and listening to podcasts. But so first of all, Darth Maul Shadow Lord started. This is the Dave Filoni animated Darth Maul show. We're a couple episodes in, and so far it is really good. All of these, anytime that Dave Filoni is involved with a Star Wars property, I'm gonna enjoy it, but especially his animated stuff always is just excellent. It takes place kind of vaguely in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, when, you know, at the height of the Empire, and Darth Maul is leading his criminal organization, the Shadow Collective, and fighting other bad guys, and he's sort of taken on like an apprentice type character, and you know, it's a pretty straightforward Star Wars story, but it's Star Wars comfort food. I'm really enjoying it.
I haven't even started it yet. I'm waiting for it to end, and I'll binge it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's 20-minute episodes. I don't know if there's 6 or 10 episodes, and then there's going to be another season. But
nice.
It's real good. You know, any of the I really like all of Filoni's work. Looking forward to Mandalorian and Grogu later this month.
Same.
Or next month. Or it's
it's
almost exactly a month away when we're recording it. So.
And I'm going to end up buying one of those popcorn buckets. I just know it. So, but I'm excited. I just know my wife is going to buy one of them.
This might be the one that makes me get a popcorn bucket too. Oh man, that's actually.
I got 4. So we'll go for 5.
So then we got the second season of Daredevil Born Again. This show is the definition of me hanging on by a thread. I bounced off of the first season and then like one day didn't have anything to watch and picked up where I left off about a third of the way through. And, my wife and I watched it and like, it was like, oh, this show got good. And then it was uneven for the rest of the season. Everybody else in the world loves it. So, take my opinion with a grain of salt. Yeah. I'm just, Vincent D'Onofrio, I'm a little tired of him. I'm glad that this is going to be a season in the show. It's one of these shows that kind of feels like it's not sure. It almost feels like it doesn't want to be a superhero show, but it has to be. So like spends all the time with the politicians and the lawyers. And then there's like a couple scenes where people punch each other. And
that's Daredevil in a nutshell.
It's all, yeah. Well, the Daredevil show, I mean, in the comics, he's in the costume a lot more. It's kind of interesting, but it kind of feels like they're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. The Kingpin is mayor stuff makes a little more sense in the comics, I think. But I don't know. It's all right. Then I've got 2 HBO shows that are like, I don't know if they're good or not, but I'm enjoying them. First is The Rooster. This is Steve Carell's new vehicle where he plays he's a sort of like Michael Crichton type, not in the science fiction or climate denying sense, but like he's like a sort of like a pop novelist. I don't know enough about popular, not like James Patterson or somebody, just like he's like a like a beach read novelist guy, and his daughter works at a college that his wife was like somehow involved with also, or his ex-wife was somehow involved with also, and he gets roped into becoming a teacher there. His daughter, she has recently separated from her husband because he had a fling with a grad student who is now pregnant, and all the soap opera drama surrounding that. And it's Steve Carell is like oozes charisma and the show is pretty funny. I mean, and pretty lighthearted. Yeah, pretty, kind of worth watching. Don't think too hard about like it when it tries to make jokes about political correctness or whatever. Or I don't think it's made any pronouns jokes yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if it did, that sort of thing. But mostly it's pretty harmless. And then DTF St. Louis is a show that I'm like, I don't even know. Like, I think I like it. Right? No, I like it. I ended up liking it. It's David. Is his name David Hayter?
Yes.
Right? From Stranger Things.
David Harbour. David Hayter.
David Harbour.
Snake's voice.
Okay. Yeah. Is it David Harbour, Jason Bateman, and from. I feel so sexist because I've forgotten several actresses' names.
Arrested Development.
Podcast. Oh no, she's from Freaks and Geeks.
Fuck, Hawkeye's wife in the Avengers movies, right?
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Linda Cardellini.
Linda Cardellini.
I fucking love Linda Cardellini so much. I do too. I love her.
I remember being really happy when I saw her in Avengers. I was like, I'm so happy to see her again or something.
If you like Linda Cardellini, then you'll probably like DTF St. Louis, because
I'm curious about it. I'm waiting for it to end. I'm probably going to check it out.
It ended.
Oh, okay. Then I might check it out.
It's all there. It's like 6 episodes or something like that. It's basically a mini series, and it's not picking up. Basically, it's about a love triangle between these three, between Linda Cardellini, David Harbour, and Jason Bateman. And the show starts out fine. They found David Harbour's body, and he's naked in a pool house in like the locker room at an abandoned pool, and he's got Playgirl magazine and a can of Bloody Mary, and they go from there. And then it flashes back, and basically Jason Bateman's character is the first suspect because he was a friend of David Harbour's character, and they find out pretty quickly that he had been having an affair with Linda Cardellini, who was David Harbour's wife, and it goes from there. And it does not really doesn't go in the direction that you would think, and just like it's just this story about these 3 really interesting people. Linda Cardellini is not the most likable person, but she does a really interesting performance. And yeah, Jason Bateman is not my favorite actor, but he does a pretty good job in this, and David Harbour, his character is really interesting. They have Linda Cardellini's son is an interesting character. Yeah, just sort of, it's like there's a character who repeats a line throughout the series. He says, "Nobody's normal. It just looks that way from across the street." And I think that kind of sets the tone of the whole show.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, really enjoyed it for what
I'm
it is.
curious about
but
it.
Also, it has a beginning, middle, and end, and there's no there's going to be another season.
It's just a one-time thing. I like that better.
Tells the whole story. It's completely self-contained. It's a mystery that I didn't. A lot of these kinds of mysteries lately, I've had an issue where the payoff didn't work for me. I think that the payoff worked for me in this, even though it wasn't like earth-shattering. I think the payoff worked, and the character growth and everything. Definitely a very, very, very good show.
Okay, and then what's your last show?
No, that's all of them.
Oh, that's all. I
Didn't
can't count the four.
Yeah, Darth Maul, Daredevil, Rooster, and DTF.
Yeah, someone can't count the
That's four.
And Kyle.
All right, well, the things I've been watching for TV shows, to start things off, just recently, in fact, just a few days ago when it aired at season finale, I have watched all of season 2 of The Pit. And man, fucking incredible television. I love The Pit. The first season was amazing. Some of the best TV I've seen in fucking eons. And season 2 was just as impressive. It does so many things, differently in a way, and I loved that. And I loved all the different kind of character moments. I think there's some real interesting things going on, especially with some of the new characters, but some of the older characters too, between the first two seasons. The first season last year and this current season this year. I really hope there are some Emmy nominations for performances from the show, because I especially loved, I'm not going to spoil what happens, there's a confrontation scene in the final episode of the season 2 finale between Dr. Robbie and Dr. Al Hashimi, and holy shit, Robbie is great, because Noah Wiley, really good actor, but the actress who plays Dr. Al Hashimi, she has this incredible fucking lay into Dr. Robbie, and they just go at each other, and yeah, just fucking incredible performances.
Yeah, just loving it. Thanks to you guys mentioning it, I got her to start watching it. Yeah, she loves The Pit too.
The Pit is amazing.
My mother's watching it too. I recommend it to her too. Loves it also. So
it's weird because and I've known people who so many people respond how they respond to The Pit of people who are oh, I'm afraid of gore. Can I still watch it? I'm honestly, you can. The gore is quote unquote intense, but this is what actually happens, and in hospitals, and also the gore is kind of amazing in a way, because these are real life kind of surgery situations. Plus, it's honestly beautiful. I love the C-section that they do in season 2. There's a C-section, and holy shit, I remember crying at the end of it when they're trying to resuscitate this baby after it being birthed, and the baby looks so blue, its color is just holy shit, and then there's a staff of doctors between the mother and the baby, and the staff that are working on the baby, they're doing everything, and just you're just oh fuck, I hope these two will make it and pull through, and just the entire sequence was just holy shit, I felt alive, and that's what The Pit really just makes me feel in general when I watch it. It's I feel fucking alive, I feel emotions,
that's cool.
Holy shit, this show is a fucking ride. I hope other people get the same satisfaction, because this is why I like it so much. Yeah, The Pit is incredible. Just great season. I loved a lot of the just character moments too. I think there was some great moments between Santos and Langdon, especially in the last couple episodes. I'm not going to say what happens, but there's some really great moments. And speaking of Dr. Al Hashimi, I was really surprised by her as a character, because I hated what she was trying to do with trying to bring AI into healthcare, but she turns on you. You think at first she's gonna be this shitty fucking just annoying person, but then she does a lot of just really interesting things throughout her time in The Pit, and throughout the day and the work day, and just yeah, her actress is fucking incredible, and she better get a goddamn Emmy for her performance this season. Yeah, I saw The Pit, all the current season that happened between January and right now. and I watched the season finale, and it was just incredible. I cried a few times, and there is a credit sequence scene that happens during the ending credits, and it's fantastic. I think most of you may already know about it, but I'm not going to say anything, but it's such a great scene, and a really nice little cap off to the season. Yeah, I saw The Pit, a fantastic series. For the rest of, like, live action kind of TV shows and such, I've been kind of on a weird tangent of kind of watching my old favorites. So, I don't know if I've ever really talked about it on here, but I'm really a bit of a fan of teen dramas. I've enjoyed quite a few in my time, because I've also enjoyed teen movies. So, I've been watching, speaking of Linda Cardellini, I have been rewatching Freaks and Geeks, which is a fantastic series.
Yes, it is.
Such a shame it got canceled so early on, but the characters in that show are so great. The writing's fantastic. I love so many of the characters in Freaks and Geeks. So many relatable people. Like, I've known so many people exactly like a lot of the freaks in the show. Like, my older brother was a bit of, like, not a freak, but, like, he kind of was one in high school. And, like, I still know a lot of his friends who are like that, too, and they're all, like, really good people. Like, ironically enough, one of the people my brother usually hang out with all the time, who was also kind of in the freak crowd, is my personal hairdresser. And she's amazing too. I love her. She's a wonderful friend, and she's been with me since pretty much since I turned, I think, 19? Yeah, about 19 is when she started doing my hair for me. And yeah, I've been following her since she began her career and when she moved into the current hair salon she works at now. And like, even it's funny because like I'm a dude, I'm a transgender guy, like I'm a transgender man, I'm a dude, but like I still totally get my hair done, and like she knows how to handle my hair and everything. But yeah, my hairdresser reminds me of so many of the freaks in Freaks and Geeks, and like my older brother too. And Freaks and Geeks is fantastic. I get why everyone praises it. It really is that damn good. I've also been watching, apropos of not really anything, how much I've loved it in the past. I've been watching the also short-lived teen drama series, My So-Called Life. My So-Called Life is excellent. It's from the 90s, also from the 90s. Just damn good series. One of the best queer characters to ever be debuted on a TV series was featured in this series. His name is Ricky. He's such a great character. But yeah, My So-Called Life is great. It's kind of one of my kind of teen drama comfort foods. A lot of good episodes in it. It's a short run too. It only lasted one season, so it's a short watch. I've also, speaking of teen dramas, I've also been watching of like teen dramas and comfort food. Watching through Degrassi again, and I love Degrassi. I'm a Canadian.
You're Canadian. You have to, right?
I was just gonna say.
Isn't that part of the law there?
Kind of. I mean, if you are a teenager, you do have to watch like a episode of Degrassi as a teenager. But I did watch Degrassi as a teen, and I kind of stopped for a while, but then I kind of got back into it, and it's like, oh yeah, this later stuff is also actually pretty fucking good. Degrassi is also a good watch. I've been watching a couple of my favorite episodes again recently, and it's like, oh yeah, these are still really solid. And apropos of sort of getting off the comfort food watches, something that I wanted to just give a shot at and try something new, and also kind of the start of a new TV journey for me, is I actually just recently watched the pilot episode for Homicide: Life on the Street. I'm not usually into police procedurals. I kind of want to start this show and move on to, just in case if I don't like, if I ever fall out of Homicide: Life on the Street, I also want to start watching The Wire, because I've watched like a few seconds of The Wire and it didn't really hook me when I was a young adult, and I've known so many people who think like this is the greatest fucking TV show ever made, and it's like, okay, you know what? I want to give this a better shot, because I feel like as an adult, as an older adult, I feel like I now have the patience for stuff like this. So I'm gonna try to watch a couple episodes of Homicide and then go on to The Wire. And the reason why I'm doing this specifically is that one of the creators of The Wire did a lot of work for Homicide: Life on the Street. In fact, I believe he wrote the book that Homicide: Life on the Street is based off of, Homicide: Life on the Killing Streets. I believe the same creator as The Wire. So they are kind of like sister series in a way. And yeah, I'm going to slowly make my way to The Wire, and I'm pretty excited to just experience this and to see how I feel. And I know The Wire especially gets so different and unique and is like very interesting. Oh yeah, very interesting, very just cool dynamic television, which I always love. But yeah, I'm working my way through that, and a little mini category I want to talk about is anime that I've been watching, and they're all TV shows. There's just 3. So one that I've been on a rewatch of is Neon Genesis Evangelion, one of my favorite anime ever created, and I had been rewatching that. I haven't done a full rewatch of Eva since I was a teenager, and when I was like 15 and I first watched it and was fucking blown away, and the movies too. Like, I saw End of Eva, and that also blew me the hell away. And then I saw the new movies that were done in the 2000s and 2010s. And I love those too, but it's actually been quite a while since I did the TV series. And I'm currently on episode, I think, 16. And yeah, it's a damn good watch. Eva is so fucking good.
It is.
I'm loving it.
Oh, it's just really good. Sorry, disagreeing with you. I really like it too.
Yeah, Ava's fantastic. I can't wait to finish it off and then go to End of Ava just to kind of re-experience it all and just see how I feel. A lot of my original thoughts that I had when I was 15, I kind of still stand with, but like certain characters I now understand a lot more as an adult. But like especially Shinji. I felt so terrible for Shinji as a teenager, and I still feel just as terrible as I did as a 15-year-old.
Everything's terrible for him.
Yeah. Such a terrible life to live through. And yeah, so I've been watching Ava, damn good series. And the other 2 anime that I've started watching is this is kind of an action comedy series. It's really nifty. It's a series called Tojiro Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. Really fun show. I really love it. I'm a couple episodes in and it's a lot of fun. I'm not going to spoil anything, but if you're interested in Kamen Rider, I would recommend this show. It's a fun watch. And finally, the last thing that I've pretty much done for this episode, and the final thing I've watched, the 3rd anime, it just premiered a few weeks ago. It's a super adorable, cute little gay romance show. It's called Go For It Nakamura, or Go For It Nakamura-kun, I believe the anime is specifically called. And it's about this teenage boy who has a huge crush on this other boy. And he's dealing with anxiety, and it's a comedy series too. So, like, every day is him trying to work his way to become his friend and, like, hang out with him and talk to him. And, like, every episode and every chapter of the manga and, like, the anime are just, like, these zany little adventures. And they're so fucking cute. It's such an adorable series. It's so cute. It's so sweet. It's such a refreshing series, too, just to see a show that's just so outwardly gay. Because, like, the main character literally says at the end of the episode, like, he's gay. And, like, he says, like, hi, I'm this person, and I'm a gay teenager, and I am in love, and I'm in love with Hirose. And it's like, oh, that's so sweet, oh my god. And yeah, Go For It Nakamura is super cute, and it's a really sweet series. And I highly recommend people check it out if they're interested. Really damn good series. And that's everything I've done for this following month, and, and such.
And that should be everything for all of us then. So, what are plugs? Kendall, where can people find you at?
So you can find everything I do at kendallcast.ninja, Kendallcast Network on YouTube as well. Consistently, we do the movie roundtable. It's just my friends and I take turns picking out a movie to watch and talking about it. Recently, Mike, you were on the Beyond Bulbasaur March Madness special, where we determined the best Pokemon type through a bracket. Yeah, I'm doing more video game content, doing more Star Wars CCG content, especially on the YouTube side, and occasional other stuff. I haven't been, I don't know. It's weird because it seems like I'm constantly editing and posting things, but I also feel like I haven't been like making things as consistent. So lots of like one-off specials. We did my wife and I tried a bunch of different fast food fish sandwiches for a little podcast episode we called Hold the Tartar Sauce.
That was cute. I saw that.
Yeah, that was a fun little project. So yeah, I'm doing lots of little one-off things, but the movie roundtable is pretty steady, and lots of video game content, lots of other media criticism. Yeah, there's definitely going to be Star Wars content coming out because it's an exciting time to be a Star Wars fan.
Hey, there's actually new Star Wars cards coming out too with the Mandalorian Grogu thing.
Yeah, those are for for Star Wars Unlimited, yeah.
Oh, they're not not for the game. I was thinking maybe they're for the old game that you played. They're they're actually making new cards again. But
those are for the current game that I don't play, but a lot of people
that makes more sense. Okay. And Kyle.
Well, you can find me on my very own podcast at the UFO podcast, or the Unidentified Flying Obsession podcast. You can get that wherever you get your podcasts, and you can find my random musings and such on Blue Sky at ChibiUFO. That's CHIBIUFO .bsky.social.
And if you enjoyed this episode, over 900 other episodes of this podcast, we do movies, TV shows, video games, comics, all sorts of content. You can find our entire catalog on Podbean. There is a lot for you to go listen to, so check all that out. If you want to support the show, we do have Patreon. A little dog vote in our Patreon polls. We have 2 polls a month usually, so check that out. And if you donate $10 or more, I will plug your podcast YouTube every episode I make during that month, and those plugs don't go away. Like these lovely people, Phoebe Stanton, the Let's Play Princess on YouTube and Twitch, and check out her podcast, Nerds Broadcast. And also make sure you check out Zach, absolutely the best podcast of work in progress, talk about the MCU movies, and they are currently doing the Alien franchise, talking about all that. And check out Bill Tucker's show, A Gamer Looks at 40, and his new podcast, Carrying My Cross. Religious show, but still very good. It's Bill. And make sure you also want to make sure I give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro crews, Helena at Hell Has Fury. Follow her on TikTok and Instagram. And please join our Discord. If you want to be in the show, you want to suggest things for the show, join the Discord. You'll see a link in the show notes. We are always having new people join us, chat with us, suggest things also they get to. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, audio only, and rate and review wherever you get your podcast. I think that's everything I need to say, so we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Take care, everybody.